minute. It looks real.
Trying to open up Discord and missed open, but hey guys, can you hear me this time?
Yeah.
There it goes. I do not
What
know
up, boss?
what's up. I have to almost end task on Discord every morning, or else it just doesn't work for me. All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday.
Good morning.
And for Tradeovate, what is the symbol for gold? Is it MGC6?
Let me go look right fast.
Whenever you have time.
I ain't doing nothing right now. There wasn't one of those trades this morning for me. We already went into that. Whoa, look at it. Look at the order flow right now. On it. Oh, I gotta look at that. That's crazy looking on this little liquidity map. So gold should be. I was actually just looking at that. Let's see. So I always look on CME's website, and on CME's website, it's not loading right now. Just give it a sec. I feel like it's GCZ, but I can't quite remember right now. Dude, this is crazy looking. This open with how these orders look right here. Look how the market's just being smacked around. These aren't even big orders. I mean, it's got to be. I don't know what. Do you see just bounce between these two liquidity areas here? Wow. I don't want nothing to do with that. These are 50, 100-point swings right here, right now. Look at that. I mean, I'd love to be in them, but that's not an option right now. Terrell, look at that. Look at that tap of this 175 level, and then it ran. I know you were looking at those yesterday. All right. It's GC. I have.
It's micro.
Oh shoot. Well, I'm looking at GCJ6 right now, but I also just got a notification to update my. I just got a notification to update my What's that?
No, that looks right. Because I was using whatever the other one was, MGC.
Okay.
M or something, and it looked all spotty, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. All right. Good. Yeah. Because I actually just got a message to update my contract because of the rollover. So. Or volume or something like that. It said something about volume was greater.
We can look at that later. Anyway, thanks. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we got a Titan. I don't know if I'm going to take it, though.
Oh, I see it setting up. Yeah. Let's see. Where did I have mapped out below? Yeah. Need this chart, right? Look, I've been working on so much stuff. I don't know which chart I was using now. There it is. Yeah. So I was thinking price go down.
There's your low.
Yeah. Exactly right there.
Oh, sorry, Ken. What were you thinking? The 26,000?
This zone right here, right here below the overnight lows. Yeah, this 26,000 area.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
Here. Well, I mean, we're just tapping into it. It's one of those zones that I shared on the.
Yeah, I know, but if you look at there's a spike. If you go back to yesterday, there's a spike down to 26,000.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man.
Be
I
right
don't know
there.
what to think about today's yeah, because we got that spike. It is definitely one of those times where it's like, all right, we're gonna have to watch it. We just hit the weekly VWAP as well. Yeah, see, normally I would just trade these zones, just bam, straight reversals. But I'm a little nervous to just try to hop into this stuff today because of the just this big spike sticking out of here yesterday. We got zones down here, so I'm gonna just hang out and watch, wait for price to do what I normally like it to do, which is slow down and consolidate a bit, and then
That Titan one
yeah, it
easily.
did.
TP2 almost
Oh, you're on. I see. You're on.
micro.
Yeah. How's the
Man, I
day
wish
so
I would have held it.
far? Wow, it did
Well,
drop, huh?
got out at 97.
All right, so that's that zone. I think I got one more. Oops, I don't want to replay. What is this? Get off. There it is. Yeah, I didn't draw any other zones down here, so we're in. For me, it's no man's land. I'm just gonna wait for it.
God, I wish I would have. Look at that thing. And I should have. I'm always saying, look at the quantum, the TV blast. Everything is red.
Mm-hmm.
But like on the open is when it's the most volatile. Like it can whip back the other way so fast.
Well, especially how we're eating through these 25-point levels right now. I mean, it's just one little. I mean, it's $500 swings any which way you go. We've since open 500, 1,000. Let's see. So 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. Almost. If we hit this 26,000 level, we've moved $3,000 in points today on one contract. If you would have just sold the open, $3,000. That's crazy.
Yeah, but the first couple minutes there was a lot of volatility going up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You would have had wild swings. On small accounts, you would have hit your max drawdown probably.
Yeah, right.
Reversal or fake out?
Let's see. What did we do? We came down to that 2,600 level. Got one bullish candle. Just did another one of those little taps right there on one of those 50 levels and then ran back down to the next 25 level. Would have been a nice entry, but I'm gonna wait. Looks like it looks like it found something down here. Do we go past that spike? No, not yet. All right. I've got to, yeah, 1 second, guys.
Anybody else catch part of that drop? I caught a little bit.
No, I had a 5-minute zone too, and I missed it. It got a little bit of a nice drop.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at those zones. Yeah. There was a nice 1-minute zone. And a big 5-minute zone too. I think the 5-minute zone is too big to trade on the
You know,
open.
you would, well, at the open, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you'd be surprised at how, I mean, I've judged those things before and be like, oh, that zone's too big. And then it was a TP. And I'm like, what? So, although I will say there's a 5-minute gold zone right now that's like $36, and that's just massive. Although gold is moving $100 like nobody's business right now. It's kind of crazy, the swings that are happening.
Yeah, gold is pretty crazy. Another Titan at 1.
5-minute zone one.
Oh yeah, that 5-minute zone. Look at this thing still drop. Man, I wish I would have held when I first sold. Oh, you're all choppy, whoever was talking. Whoa! That thing is not playing around.
Oh wow, this thing is just pumping Titans out, huh? Still dropping. Yeah. Wow. All right.
Yeah, it's just, and we talked about that before too, Ken. Those Titans, especially like kind of on a trending,
Here we go.
they
Hold
just
on.
crush it.
Look, we're about to sweep the lows of the New York session from
Oh yeah,
Tuesday. It's at
916.
yeah, 916. That might be a play right there, to be honest with you guys. How could I do it? 25. It's a weird spot. It's a weird spot right there in the middle like that.
Yeah, it's almost in between the two volume levels.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another session low, the purple. What is that? That's below that.
That's from the Asia and overnight lows for that day as well. So it's like, I mean, we could rip straight through this down to here, or we could pause here, you know, and then go down. I wonder if you know, 10 to 25 points is available right around in here. Oh, it hit it. Well, shoot. I guess we won't. I won't find out. I'm sitting there staring at it. Look at that. All right. So that next area was 78 points down. So what I may do is, depending on how price reacts here. No, I'm not gonna do that. That'd be me changing my plan. I'm going to wait until this thing stops moving. I was gonna say I'd just join the crowd and start selling down to the next level, you know, down there because it's 78 points away. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna wait for the market to get still, and then once it gets still, I'm gonna do it. There was a perfect 25 point off of 917 just now, by the way. I was, I was just thinking if we just had a limit sitting here for 25 points, it just completed. But I'm gonna wait for it to consolidate and chill out. I don't want to trade this. I don't do these types of things. Not yet.
Another Titan just won the 0.5.
Just was up, down, huh?
Good morning.
Okay.
Good
No, that's
morning.
the first up one.
Yeah.
I mean,
I,
I guess I should say just down and then straight up. Yeah.
Hey, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I think that I am having internet issues. I thought it was Trader Rate. I tried to talk earlier, but then somebody said that it sounded like I was breaking up. So I think there's something wrong with my computer or the internet because I try to go into like I was gonna put in like a position so that it would take if the Titan got it, but then I couldn't see it, like it went away. And then but I heard the little ding of when it turned on, but I couldn't see it. And then all of a sudden it says stop filled. I was like, what? So I don't know. But I was so annoyed because I hit my stop loss for the day, and I was so annoyed because I'd been doing so good, and it was just I'm having to log into everything again. I couldn't even hear Discord.
Huh.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
it's annoying.
that is frustrating when that type of stuff is happening. You know, and
Eeha.
you can't seem to get it working.
Even though you hear the order filled, make sure you hit that exit market and cancel all button.
Yeah, well, it took me out. Like when it was started moving so fast.
But you
It
might
happened
have
during
a
the time.
pending stop loss or a take profit that's going to fill later on. I've had
Well,
that.
it's because I have a daily loss limit. I already hit the daily loss limit.
Yeah. So you had already hit your daily loss. I see what you mean. It's kind of a
Yeah,
messed up
but it did it.
situation.
It kind of did. It did it by itself, and I was like, "What?" I couldn't even see it. It was so frustrating. But anyway, it is what it is.
Hey, not every day is a winning day, but is if main thing is look at you. Look, you were having some technical difficulties, and your settings made sure that you did not exceed your risk. Sounds like a win to me.
Exactly.
Sounds like a win to
Yeah.
me. You sure didn't blow your account.
No.
You didn't say, oh, you know what? Forget that. This thing did me dirty. Let me turn the setting off. Nobody would ever do that. I would never turn the setting off like that. And turn the setting off and
No,
demand.
no. Well, I'm already on my one loss of the day anyway, according to your instructions. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't be able to go anywhere anyway. So, but anyway, but I'll see you today later anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit and watch.
Okay. Sweet. What's that? My phone's ringing. Oh. I'm all sitting here talking to my girlfriend's like pointing at my hand and pointing at my. I'm like, what? My phone's sitting here ringing. Hold on a second, guys.
Look like gonna be probably plenty of opportunities today. We got a lot of volatility today. We might want yeah, we down in the day. So what we do, maybe we test the low or make a lower high. I'm keeping an eye on it. Is this gonna be the first lower high? Or we're gonna get equal highs? Equal lows.
I'm gonna take my son to school, but you guys look at something interesting here. I wanted to point out. I did take a trade. Finally took a trade, but I didn't get. It wasn't a big one, so I told you I didn't want to trade while this was dropping down. I wanted to wait for it to consolidate, but I took it on NASDAQ. But I want to show you the confluence, and this has a bit to do with order flow. So for those of you that have access to order flow, these are the types of edges that you could get by exploring the order flow. We're looking at the chart. There's nothing that absolutely stands out here on this chart, right? It's just there. This is NASDAQ. This is MNQ. We came down to lows. You can see we're making new lows. That's what this little line is. And then price pulled back really hard. As it started to pull back, obviously engulfing this candle, buyers are stepping in. I don't want to, and I'm seeing a lot of people that are trading order flow. They're just trying to buy every green candle at the low of the day. That's not the flush, you guys. Like I'm not just buying every low and selling every high. That's how you get wrecked trading order flow. And some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about because you're doing it. The flush that I look for is when price actually comes down, right? And it's like sweeping a low, making a new high. It's not just a new low of the day. It needs to be some sort of an inflection zone. Just a high of the day and low of the day is not an inflection zone. It's price can be making a high of the day as it's grinding up or down, making the low of the day. That's typical trading. When I'm looking for a flush style trade, if you'll ever remember the words, that you're looking for urgency or you're looking for areas where traders may be forced to trade, right? In other words, they're forced because their stop loss, they have to cover their position, their stop losses, things like that. So anyway, look, what I can see right here as clear as day is big orders, bigger than average. That's why it's popping up right here. That's the one reason why this bubble is right here. You see there's bubbles, but they're not everywhere. How I have programmed the indicator is I'm making it look for only certain sizes in the order flow, right? Relevant to other orders nearby. And so boom, that stands out to me, right? What is this? This is 171 buy orders. But what did price do? If there's
Kept going
171,
down.
it kept going down, which meant we had buyers sitting at 600. Of course we did. It's 600. It's a round level. It was that that big dip area that we were just talking about, from right here. Everyone and their mama said buy, right? And we can see it. They bought right there. Price failed to go up because why? It was passively pushed down. That's why I always try to tell you, you got to ask yourself, who's controlling the market right now? Is the market being traded or is it being engineered? Engineered means it's being moved with passive liquidity. Trading means execution. That means typical buyers, sellers trading, and the price is just doing its thing. So anyway, price came here. I saw this as a great opportunity because it was a retest of the 600. I could see that buyers came in before. Obviously, there was a very large presence of sellers because it failed to go up and it went down. Then it tried again and got smacked down. Look at the stacked imbalances. You want to look at all those buyers at the top of that candle. Those are all contracts right there. And so, obviously they had trouble getting price to go up. There was willing buyers, more than enough of them, but price just kept getting pushed down. Look, nobody was aggressively selling. Well, I mean, some people were, but not up here at the very top, but yet price still continued to go down. So when price came back to it, I figured this will probably be an area where if sellers are still active, this is where we're going to see price go down. And I'll look at the stacked imbalances on the first candle, right? These are buyers coming into the market with no reward. Price fails to go higher. Well, it goes a little higher. But again, look, stacked imbalances. Buyers present, price fails to go higher. Look at the delta, right? And bam, it just switches over. Look at this delta here. You can see there were buyers, the delta bar. You could see there were buyers early and they said, nope, get me out of here. And they turned around and started to sell inside of that candle. So yeah, I ended up snagging it right here down to here. Well, not all the way, but I got some of it. And now I'm going to take my boy to school and I'll be back after that.
Yo también está viendo el balón. 2025 por año de murió mi mamá. Creo que para mí la vida se divide por partes.
God damn, look at this thing. Right to that
Open.
25,800 volume zone.
Careful with that thing today. She volatile, man. She volatile today.
I know, but
She'll wreck you today, man.
I'm doing okay, but I'm literally trading 1 micro. Like 1 micro, not even a mini, just micro. But because it was so volatile, I think even if you were selling 1 mini would have wrecked you on rebounds up and down. We might go to that 750 level. We blew past the Asian low, which was like 840.
About that rebound, I just went back to check to see that thing that I just lost, and apparently it got stuck right where there was a rebound, and that's why it stopped me out.
Yeah, well, the only thing that saved you is, your daily loss limit, which is good.
Oh yeah. I will never take that off.
Yeah, I know. It's
A lifesaver.
it can be, especially if your internet goes down, as long as you don't even need a stop loss or take profit. I mean, actually, I would also encourage you to put a take profit in there too. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, I
if
just
you're,
didn't get to.
what's
That
that?
was the thing. I couldn't get back into. I couldn't get into the screen. Like it wouldn't let me in.
Oh, yeah, but for
Like I was
next time, right? Have a
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because I've actually had it before where I was in a trade and my internet went out, and then I came back, and it was like up $1,700, which was great, but I didn't realize it had gone up $3,500 and retraced down, right? So
Mm.
that's part of your trailing drawdown, which is I don't like, but
Yeah. Or what keeps us disciplined.
well, anytime you learn something, you don't make that mistake again.
Oh, for sure. I think what I'm going to start doing in the mornings is start checking my internet, making sure that it's good to go first before I start doing anything.
Are you using a wired connection or Wi-Fi?
It's Wi-Fi with
Okay.
AT&T. And usually I've never had any issues, but it seems like these last few days in the mornings, it's a little slow.
I was
But
just
then it
wondering
takes.
because I have a computer that's wired, and then I did what Ken suggested. I got off Amazon a little Wi-Fi USB plug-in, and if anything goes wrong with my internet, then I can just tether to my cell phone.
Mm,
So I got
that's a good.
two ways.
She is drilling it home today.
Ah!
Drilling it home.
I don't know why I prefer selling over buying, and I just even in when I traded Forex, and it seemed to me that things go down faster than they go up. I don't know why.
I think the same. I feel the same way. I don't know why either, but I feel the same way.
Yeah, and it's probably like they probably do go up as fast, but something just mentally to me is like I like selling better.
Yeah.
Almost tapped that 750 level. What did we go to? 753. Is this going to be the reversal?
I caught me a little buy, 25,800, 25,820. I'm done.
What did you get in at?
800.
Oh, okay, 800.
I had a buy stop at 800, and I had a limit at 820. Quick little 20 point.
Nice. How big was your trade? Like what were you trading, a mini or a micro or
Nah. I did the full mini.
mini?
Yeah.
So how much did you make on that one?
I made about I'm up over 1,000 a day already.
Oh, beauty. Nice.
Yeah, I'm up over 1,000 already.
You got more guts than me. I don't know. I'm kind of afraid to trade full. I'm only on a 25K, but I'm on my PAs. I just I don't know.
Sometimes it's going better than other days.
Yeah.
But I try to be done. Like after my first loss, I'll be done for the day.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up 1,000, I'd be like ecstatic. I'd be like, I'm done.
I don't want to mess up the what's the name neither. The what's that? Where you the consistency rule.
Oh, consistency rule. True. Yeah.
I don't want to mess that up. But this PA.
What size account is it?
This 100K.
Oh, 100K. Okay. So you got a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, a little wiggle room.
Do you think you'd be trading that big if you're on a 25K?
I'd be doing like 3 or 4 micros consistent.
Yeah. Okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Because I'm not gonna give myself too many losses. I want to have at least 10 in a row.
Yeah,
Like
I'm trading.
I gotta go full tilt, 10 $200 losses in a row.
Yeah. That's why I can't wait until I have a nice buffer. Then I can start trading a little bit bigger.
It's not bad if you can always catch momentum. But the momentum will do more than anything.
Yeah, but you want to.
One little candle to close above. It closed above the previous candle, so we knew it could go higher. So the next candle wasn't bad for a buy.
Yeah, I just wanted to pop in. I'm here.
Yeah.
I just took this Titan trade too. It just showed up and bam, Titan popped up in front of me.
We're looking good today, boss man.
Yes, sir.
You took a buy, Ken, or?
I bought this Titan right here, right out of the bottom.
Okay, yeah.
There's a few reasons I'll show you here in a second, but I mean, one is we're down there. I'll just show you right fast.
Hey Ray, is your mic open? It looks like you're on permanent talk. I don't know. I'm getting an echo from somewhere here.
Hey,
Yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. I was typing, man. I apologize. Let me go on mute.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out where the echo, if it's because there's no other sound besides the echo. So
Ray's over there.
I know, right? My bad. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
That's all right. Yeah,
oh,
so
you're good.
I came in on this one because I seen price come down here, and I've got this thing set up to notify me of absorption. So basically, when you got order flow, I've just color coded some of these, and so anyway, that's one of my first little indications. See, these little squares, they may not look like much, but they're volume order flow anomalies, and so it just gives me a little area to focus on. When I seen that, when I came back, I said, hey, look at this. And then bam, the Titan started to sit up. So I went ahead and just snagged a quick trade on it right out of there. That is what I talk about when some of y'all ask me about the Titans and like what where I like to take Titans, and it's, that's a great example of a Titan just showing up in a place where I'd want to trade.
So I made a mistake when they had their Black Friday or whatever it was for TradingView. I did not get it, and that's that's the best deal. But they also have. I just posted it in the STS trading room. They have kind of like seems to be the same thing. It's like half off for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do this a couple times a year, you can kind of get the equivalent of the black thing. So it's for 10 hours, 38 minutes, but it looks like half price. So if you didn't know about that, there's a link in STS trading room.
Sweet. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I saw that popped up the other day, and I said, "Hey, look at that! You know, we got a discount." I didn't look at the details, but yeah, I was like, "Why are they doing a discount? Like, what a random time to do a discount, huh?"
Got our first little lower high, almost. If we can keep pushing.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see it right here at this low. We're not gonna take out. Am I looking at the right thing here? Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see.
But you normally say right here, Ken, they chopping them up, ain't they?
Let me go look at it. Oh yeah. Right below the lows too. Yeah. So we did. That was nice. That worked out pretty well. It came down here to that nine. What was that 917 or something? I can't remember what the level was, but that was good right here. Nice little bounce at the old New York low, and then it broke below. Now we're down here at these levels. We got some more over here, but that's a whole new that's a whole new day. We'll see what. I'd like to see some buyers come in here. But yeah, I just
Make a
can't
run
believe
for
that, man.
VWAP sometime.
Look at this 420 points in this session so far.
Somebody done took profit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. All right. Here in 15. Oh, well, yeah. What happened to 8 anyways? Oh, 8 o'clock is, yeah, 8 o'clock just pushed down through those lows. So yeah, this is pretty typical 10 o'clock behavior right here. But in 15 minutes we'll have that initial balance, and we're about to hit this New York session low as well. So here's another low. This is not too bad. Look at how we're kind of falling into this zone right here. The initial balance of the London session from that day. We got the low right there. Would be nice if it hold that. Yeah, that is a TV blast type of day, or a quantum trend type of day too. And you go on there with the quantum, I guarantee you, this thing's been red. I got to start putting this quantum trend up on my chart more, and just keeping an eye on it. I mean, how many of you guys realistically use quantum trend as a full-time filter where you only buy or sell if the quantum's in agreement? Do you guys, any of you guys use it full-time like that?
I use it quite a bit like that.
So you just
But
don't
Not as a
like it?
hard and
well,
fast.
it depends. I use it a lot more actually. If I trade Asia, I use it. I'll do 1 minute, but zones. But I'll use it with 1 minute quantum and 5 minute quantum.
Mm-hmm.
and it works really well that way. But yeah, I do pay attention to it.
Yeah. I think because
Interesting thing too is
Go ahead.
what I've seen, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, but if you look at your chart, that's you got a 1 minute up. I look at it on the 5 minute display, but if you look at the way the quantum trend works, where you get those gray bars, but it
Mhm.
doesn't ever get above the EMA,
Yeah.
it shows the pullbacks perfectly, and then when it resumes back to
Mhm.
red in that situation, it just don't like if it's trending. That's how you get on and just ride it, and you can usually
Yeah.
put a stop right above, in this case, right above the bar that went back to red again.
Mm-hmm.
In either of those situations, and you pretty much, I think you would have been fine. Yeah, it's really interesting. I've been trying to like pay attention to the nuances of it to see how that would work, but
Yeah, like this one here. This is one of your breakout
yep,
style trades and a new fresh red
yeah,
quantum.
exactly.
I
Yeah,
could easily, obviously the place where this would stop working is at the end of the trend, but that's any trend following
exactly.
strategy. Any trend following strategy, you're going to win till the end, and so that's how it goes. And so, you just got to just don't be that greedy, I guess. And so I could easily add a little arrow to that quantum that when it was red, then turned green, I mean gray or green, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I basically plot fresh signals. So if it went from red to green, you'd get a green arrow. If it went from green to red, you'd get a red arrow. If it went from gray to green, you'd get a green. If it went from red to red, from gray to red, it would be red. Might help a little bit with the visuals just to kind of get a signal to pop up. Sometimes it's just that one little thing. Like my trade earlier, like I was already thinking about buying, and then a pending Titan pops up. It's like when that happens for me, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna do this now. So it's just that one little extra bit of confidence that you need sometimes.
Yeah,
Hey, Ken.
totally.
I noticed though that the quantum indicator, the one that I'm looking at, the one that you had updated recently, has like all the lines. It's like
Yeah.
just lines. Yeah, I guess, and I've been like out of town for 2 weeks. I was visiting family, so I haven't been really getting on as much this last 2 weeks. But back in town now, so I'm trying to kind of catch up. So with that, you're putting the quantum. Like the quantum trend right now, and that's how my old one looked, but when you updated it looks so different. I'm just trying to see where I'm missing what I'm missing there.
Let me clarify it for you. So I'm gonna get rid of everything.
Yeah.
And I'll update mine because I've also this is the old version and there's really no settings. It's just you just
Right.
you just trade the thing. Now let me go ahead and update it.
Yeah.
Now I gotta move this to here. I think. Let me see. Move to. Hold on. Let me just type it in. I think it's that one. No, it can't be that one. I have too many of them like that I've worked on and saved.
Oh yeah.
There it is. So yeah, now see what I meant to do with this. Oh, hold on. See now, I may have messed up this whole thing. You guys that have the updated version, do you still have the quantum down here at the bottom, or did it remove that for you?
Mine's at the bottom.
What about the other guys?
Mine's removed. I don't have. I just have this line.
Just like, do you guys want the bars, the candles, and the lines? Like, did you
Kind of like
like
it without.
You kind of like it?
But,
Well,
I mean,
okay.
as long as the lines is basically going off what the candle to show, right?
So I would prefer having me. I would want the candles.
Oh, they're different.
Yeah. I thought I had candles on here, and this might not be the same version. I don't know, but if you're saying that, then yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, because see, these would have all of these where you see these green these dots. That is exactly where you're talking about, where it would have turned from gray to red. So like to give you an example, and it would be, I agree, it would be a lot easier if you could actually see the candles down here, but this would have been your entry and your stop loss and your take profit. And then this would have been your entry. The red line is your entry, stop loss. I've got it just set to TP1, but you can see that doing it that way, all of these trades would have, every single one of these trades besides, let's see this one. This is the one trade. And again, we're at the end of the, We don't know if we're at the end of the trend, but this one trade would have lost here, and then this trade would have won right here. So out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades since 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 trades since it turned red, because if you see, it hasn't been green at all since then. So since it turned red for about an hour and 20 minutes, we've had 8 trades. One of them was a loser. Those were all like at least 1-to-1 catching that whole thing. So, oh, and there it is. Now it's turning green right now. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll put that on my notes, and I'm gonna I'll update that. So I'll make it show. I thought it was already doing that, but make it show quantum candles plus the lines. I'll make those toggle. Yeah, that'll work.
Thanks, Ken. Yeah, that helped. So basically, it's all in the same pane now.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
That is what's going on. Yeah, and so for the quantum right now, see, I really honestly, I made a mistake. Like, you should be having the candles down at the bottom and the lines turned on optionally, but I think I was just messing around thinking about adding the lines, and I may have done it. And sometimes I'll be on a call and I might get excited about something, just push an update without checking it. I'm known to do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sweet. All right. Well, welcome back.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
So you guys, I'm starting to see something very typical. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See, look, we are now at the low of the day. We are no longer at this moment. We are no longer grinding towards. We're no longer grinding out the new low of the day, right? We've found some support here. We saw some volume come in. You see how we stopped right before the session low. Okay, there's liquidity pooling below here. If it wasn't already there, it's there now. And so the fact that this has stopped right here should be a clue. Okay, so there's a very, very good chance this is just a pattern that happens typically. Is like, look, we're starting to build a range. So we can clearly see our highs. We can see that we had a low here, right? And then price snapped below and never went back below there. You see, this pattern right here is what I like to look for. This is how I know. So markets don't stop like this. They don't just stop on a bearish candle and then turn around and never go down there. This is like unfinished business is what you'd consider that. And so now that I'm not saying that it could go up for 1,000 points. I'm just telling you the pattern. If you want to start anticipating ahead of time, you'd look for something like this. And it's not this pattern. This is not what I'm pointing out for all of you chartists that are trying to memorize this pattern right now. It's the location where this is happening. This is happening right at these lows. So you got to think about what's going to happen. Where would traders be forced to react, and where would they be emotionally triggered? Right. So what would make the most sense to me is everyone sees this move. Everyone sees this move, right? You have people that are starting to buy. They think they're the guru, right? They think they're the best. They're starting to buy right here. They're buying now, getting ready to go in. They might be early, they might be late, right? Who knows? So what happens though is trading is starting to happen down here. A very, very typical pattern is this right here. Just like that. Go high, get the buyers involved. I don't know exactly. It could sit here and do this for 5 hours, but at the end, it's probably going to do something like this before it actually moves up. And that is the predictable part is, see, nothing's predictable right now. We just have trading happening right now. This happening here, and you can trade however you want to, but I'm just telling you that this is what will give me my most predictable trade is if I could see first, buyers get snagged up here. Now I know the buyers are in. Boom, they get wiped out, which means this liquidity has now been cleared. The buyers got sucked in, and then bam, price got shut down. This was cleared. Then they come down here. Buyers are getting stopped out. Sellers are entering. I mean, the whole thing, everything's going to be happening right here, right below that low. And then if it does this, that's the main thing is, so again, it's not a textbook 1, 2, 3 easy little pattern. It's something you're going to actually have to sit, watch, observe, ask some questions to yourself, care a little bit, and say, oh, okay, is this, what is this behavior? Right? Is this what we're looking for? And you do that more and more and more over and over and over again. You don't have to explain it. It's not as complicated as explaining it. It's very easy. We broke the high. Oh, we broke the low. I'm looking for entry. I'm looking for the entry. Now, what I can do in the meantime is I could start analyzing order flow. I could see where did the buyers step in? They probably stepped in here, believe it or not. So this is probably where the buyers first stepped in, right? The ones that whoever took this down here, they started to take profit. The buys will probably start coming in here, and I'll go check that in a second. And in this area, and then this was manipulation to the low, likely. And now we are just, the market is just, nobody's doing anything right now. This is probably just trading. This is just engine matching. Nothing's happening. It's boring. It's whatever. And yeah, we wait for this stuff to happen right here. That's the most predictable play to me. And that's what I'll do is I'm going to go and I'm going to start looking at the order flow, and I'm going to try to see where the buyers are, because I want to try to find out, I want to try to create a zone. What would be really nice is if I can take this whole range that I have here, and if I could find a concentration of buyers or traders inside of here where I could define this as a point of control. Okay. And so at that point, if we're above it, we're kind of like, all right, let's see if this holds. If we're below it, we're thinking, all right, let's see if price can get above it, or if it stays below there. It can give us context. But if you're just waiting for a signal to pop up on your chart, you're not gonna see that, know that, or you're just gonna get the signal. So depends on what you're trading and how you're trading. But you see all these wicks up here. Look, think about it. All right. Price is trying to go up, which means we have buyers, right? But they keep getting rejected. How can that happen? Most of the time, that's going to be sell limits up here, right? Something's happening that's causing price not to be able to go up there right now. Do they not want it to go up there, right? Is this being passively guided? I haven't looked at Delta or anything yet, but that's what it looks like. That makes sense, or is that just confusing to you guys? Oh, and look at that, POC just shifted down here. 48.
Clear as mud. No, I'm joking.
The POC is right. The POC is right here. What a random weird place for the POC to be at. It's at 48. So this is, remember I was telling you I wanted to try to find kind of a POC, a point of control. Well, right now the actual point of control is at 748. That means that more contracts have been traded at the 748 price than any other price today for the entire day. Let's go look. Yeah, and that all happened today right now. So more contracts than any of these prices, more contracts than any of these, more than any of these. All more contracts traded at this price. Interesting.
Yeah, take a look at gold. It's dropped $450 since the open.
Wow.
This is everybody. I mean, I think a lot of people knew this was coming because it just had been flying up so much, and it's just melting. The crappy part is that I had a short right near the open. I was at 55.67 ish, and it's hit a low of 51.30. I can't even imagine. I'd have passed all my evals with that.
Hey, you know what I saw yesterday? So many people were how we were all complaining and yesterday, out of all the days, and I saw other people too online. Like I went online yesterday 1 or 2 times, and like as soon as I opened up Facebook, people were like, "Trade of 8, count your days," and everyone was talking about the money they would have made. I was like, that's funny. Everyone's like, yeah. I would have done it if it wasn't for Trade of 8.
There were some good setups though.
There was, that's for sure.
There was, yeah.
So that's at 705. That's a perfect little spot. 705. I could see pretty big liquidity, like all the way down. So much trading. The nice little 25-point pop right off the low. It hit that 725 and ran back up to 750 just now, right back up to the POC, and then right back down to 725. Almost.
Ken, later on when you have a chance, no rush. I responded to your response to my ticket.
Oh, okay. I'll go check it out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah, no
check
rush.
that out. All right. I just traded straight off the POC. I'm that'll put me done for the day. I was
What, you
gonna
went sell?
Yeah, I'll show it to you in a second. I was actually gonna take a trade at 700. I was gonna do 25 points for 25 points because we got this low right here. The same thing I talked about. You know what I'm saying? So and I'll show you. And if it happens, I'll still observe it. But I saw an opportunity that was too good, so I traded. I traded it for that one, and you're gonna recognize it. You'll see why I did what I did. Just a second. Look, I traded right off of 750. Which is the POC. That's what I was just talking about. Right back down to 725. But look, you see you see the buyers right here. It's the same thing that I did earlier. Price came back to that bubble. I said, hey, look, we've had 3 rejections here. Plus we're at a round level. What are the chances? Man, we're at the low of the day, and I already think that we're going down to 700. What are the chances that it's gonna go up to here versus here? Right. And I just seen a buy, and then I saw it buy up to here and back down and up. I was like, you know what, I'm getting in on that. So I was gonna buy right here, right now. I was gonna buy this, and then I was
Good
gonna
thing you didn't.
no, well, I was gonna give it 25 points. I was gonna buy it 700 and buy it 700, and then I was gonna put this right. Oh yeah, it is kind of pushing through there, huh? Damn, it looks so little, huh? This looks tiny on this chart. I was gonna do it just like, come on. Why is my chart like this? It's so small. 25 points don't look like 25 points right now. Well, for the life of me, I can't seem to get this on 25. There we go. I was gonna do it just like that. That was my plan. But you see that other one that other one looked way better. You know what I mean? This looks fine, but that other one looked really good, especially after I saw this wick right here. It freaking wick, ding, 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 and I said, hold up, and then it went right back up to it. I said, let me just snag that. You'd have already been up $250 if you took that trade at 700.
Look at the range. 492.5 points on the range today.
I know. It's crazy. All right, let's see. Initial balance was just set, by the way, you guys. So we're at that spot. This is that spot that I'm talking about right here. If we start to trade inside of this spot here, then like if we move up and we actually start to accept up in here, real good chance that we end up all the like going at least midway back into that range.
And explain again, initial balance. What is that? The starting balance, or what is that?
The initial balance is just the first 1 hour range.
Okay.
High
Okay,
and low
gotcha.
of New York. Yeah. And if you want to do a little research on it, there's a reason. I didn't make it up. There's a reason for the initial bounce, and it's one of those psychological levels that people use. So it's high. You'll notice lots of volume trades right around that area. And I mean, I've mentioned it a lot, and I've tried to share screenshots reminding people like, hey, I told you about that level. I told you about that level. You know, I'm trying to get people to catch on to it, but it's like, especially when price comes back to it later. If price comes back to it later, then it's pretty snappy. For my style trades where I like to just get in, grab 10 points or something like that, it makes it a great place to trade off of or around. Yeah, so this one didn't work, but I didn't take it anyway, so it looks like I traded out for something better. I ended up yeah, yes, I already told you what I did. I traded off of there, so whatever.
Yeah, we might go back down to that 25,600 level.
Zoom out. So 1 minute. Is this my big chart right here? Yeah. All right. All right. So look, guys, we're doing that thing I was talking about right here. It's pushed down. This isn't really manipulation, though. That's my complaint, right? And I talked about this enough today to make it very clear that this is. Remember, I said I want this right here to look like what's happening right now. Like this right here. This is what I would. I know it feels weird because it seems like it's just dropping, but the actual pattern. You see how these two sets of candles and these two sets of candles look exactly the same. This is where if I was to front run something right now, right? This is where I'd want to go and front run something is right here because you see how my risk is the smallest at this point, right? And I can target up in here. I mean, this is it's so volatile that this looks small, but that's 25 points right there. So, so doing it like that with the stop right below the low, if it goes like this, if it goes below the low, then we're not doing that. If that right there happens to me when I'm trying to trade a flush like this right here, if that happens to me right here, I absolutely I'm not gonna look for a trade until I can clearly see again the same flush pattern, but it's gonna have to I'm likely going to wait and let it continue before I get into it. Otherwise, and this is what I'm seeing some people do right now with order flow. So I knew they were gonna do this because that's what happens is it's just what happens when you do this. But buying, right? buying, right? Like every single low of the day is now a buying opportunity, and that's not how it works. Remember, the flush is a exchange between buyers and sellers. Not one time have I actually looked at my chart to see if buyers have stepped in. I'm just talking about this based on price action, what I see on price action, and that's it right now. So actually reading the order flow, is there delta divergence? Is anyone buying right now? Is there any sort of aggression, right? Are there stacked imbalances, things like that? But this doesn't look like this. So when we get that, now I will say that this looked like this. I would have taken a stab at that. I would have taken a stab at that one because that looks like this, and I win those often. So I do the same thing, and then and then I'm not going to go all into the order flow right now because you guys already have access to that. But if you you like those style trades, if that's your thing, then just all I'd say is make sure you apply that order flow to it, and don't just go off the candle pattern.
This thing is still dropping.
I know. Wish I would have held my sell, huh?
Just hold 1 micro from the open, sell all the way down. You're done.
Let me see how much that would have been worth if you would have done that.
Well, 547, right?
I'm going to tell you. I can measure
So
it.
I can't even-
547 times $2, you're up 1,094. 1 micro.
All right, so yeah, if you traded right at the opening price, which is right about, let's just say right here at 26,150, and you took one little micro all the way down, you're up $1,000 right now. That's crazy.
That's hilarious.
On one micro, yeah, 50 cents a tick.
I can't even trade the zones on gold on the 5-minute now are over $100. I can't even trade it because it like quadruples my risk,
Yeah, well,
my max risk.
look at how close these look like 10-point levels, but they're 25. That's how you know it's volatile.
Right. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
it's volatile when 25-point levels look like 10, 5 point,
Well,
10
it's
point
interesting. Yeah, it's interesting too because I was reading. I don't know, I think it was a post by Robert Kiyosaki. He was talking about like everything has been in sync, which he was like, it means something's broken because when gold and all the metals are going up but equities are too, and I mean it's just like this isn't normal. Like this is not normal behavior, and I'm just wondering if
And you
we're
were
starting
saying
to.
that yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, I've been seeing some stuff. I've got an eye. I've got an eye for seeing situations far off, and it is. I don't know the specifics, but I've got to let me put it this way. I don't have an eye for it. I get a feeling when some stuff, and it's I've been right a handful of times, and like yeah, when you got equities at all-time high, and everyone's saying buy, and gold and silver and everything, everyone is buy, right? And if you really think what's happening, everybody is crowding in at the highest price. It's like somebody's turned the auction upside down and everyone's willing to pay the highest price for gold, the highest price for silver. Do you really think that the banks, that the big guys, that the people that are really, moving this, do you think that they're buying? I mean, I'm not saying that they're not accumulating, but they were in front of this. So, so yeah, everyone hits. Isn't it funny how silver hits all time? It's like the weirdest thing. It's like, hey, new iPhone just came out and it's the highest price ever. And everyone's like, woo, like let's go pay the highest price ever for something.
It's like nobody wants to buy Bitcoin at 50,000 now, but if it reaches 100,000, everybody's buying.
Exactly, right. And so yeah, if Bitcoin was to drop to 50,000 right now, how many people would buy, right? Compared to if all of a sudden news came out and it was like, you're missing out. It's at 150 now. You could have got in at 100. You could have got in at 50. If you don't get in now, you're going to miss the next move to 200,000. It's guaranteed, right? But they, I don't know. It's just the psychology of humans for some reason. And yeah, so yeah, what you actually see right now is everyone piling in at the absolute highest prices, and that never ends up good. It never ends up good. That also happened right before COVID. That also happened right before COVID with NASDAQ, where I can remember Trump, and I can remember talking to my girlfriend. I was like, Trump's like, he's on the news and he's like, the stock market's so strong, it's never been stronger. Everybody should be buying. It's beautiful. And then I'm like, now look, we were not getting media in the United States about how bad COVID was, but because we had hundreds of people in STS, I'm talking to people all over the world, and they're like, we were talking like some of the first places. I feel like it was like Spain or something like that. Like some of the first places that got hit so hard that they started to shut down as an emergency. And people were telling me they won't let us out of our houses, and it was like a sci-fi movie because we're over here in the United States. We had barely heard anything about. We just barely knew that there was like a virus that was out there and in other countries. You know what I mean? But then like every single day, people in other countries were like, "This is getting crazy. Like this is scary. Like now we're shutting down. Now they're doing this." And so for like at least 2 or 3 weeks, a month or so leading up to our major shutdown, when the big announcement was made, everyone else was freaking out, but Trump was on news saying, look at us, look at the we're unaffected by this coronavirus, and he kept saying, buy it, buy. I can literally remember him saying to buy NASDAQ, just like he always does. He still does that to this day. He says, he drops little subliminal messages like, yeah, NASDAQ's about to make new highs. He always drops a little tweet or something like that, and some people listen, some don't, and then sure enough, it goes and hits new highs. Well, he was saying we're at all-time highs. He was getting everyone to buy. Everyone was buying. And then if y'all remember that dump, that was crazy watching that. You imagine us sitting here watching it dump. This was just the dump that never stopped. It just kept going and going and going and going. And we're sitting here looking at the chart like in disbelief, And so it's yeah, it was like a build-up to
Ken,
it.
this might have been a bit before your time. The dot-com bubble, like a perfect example, was Nortel. Nortel was taken off. Everybody was buy, and then there was the massive crash.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but
I remember that.
really.
Yeah, I remember Nortel Networks. They had a huge operations center down in Texas.
Almost can't hear you there.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
No.
Yeah, they had Nortel Networks had a huge operations center down in Texas, in Richardson, Texas, outside of Dallas. And man, when the telecom bubble burst and the .com bubble burst, man, all those good high paying jobs went kaput. They were gone.
Yeah.
Quick too. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens. That's all we can do. I mean, we're really along for the ride. That's all we can do, and just be smart about it. Don't, I guess the most important thing that anyone can say is, and its truth is, don't invest and don't risk what you can't afford to lose. Don't invest, don't risk what you need, and things like that. Because of, can you mute your mic? Because I can't do it. I can't talk if all right. So it's like y'all know what I'm talking about. It's impossible to talk when it's feedback, and so yeah. So just be smart, be diligent, because you don't want that to happen. I will say, with that being said, something weird did happen yesterday. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but I was done. I can't remember if I was done or if I was. Oh, we were waiting until FOMC trading. I had just got a trade in, but that trade, the weirdest thing about it was I had won the trade, but I had a $250 TP set, and then it froze, and I seen it hit my TP, and it never closed, and then I actually saw my account going positive, negative, and at one point I was up $1,400 on the position, and then all of a sudden it canceled out. And it canceled out wherever it was, and I only made $75 on it. But then I tried to push a button. I tried to do something like I tried to cancel a limit, or I tried to cancel some kind of an order, and it said auto liquidation or something like that. So I don't know if you guys had this, but I don't remember ever seeing positive $1,400.
Yeah, I had that. It was a $50,000 auto liquidation.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So y'all saw that. Maybe that was something else. I thought because of the glitch, I thought my accounts got blown, because I knew that I never seen the trade move to $1,400 in profit. It never moved that far on the chart, but it was showing unrealized 1,400. And I said, if it's showing unrealized 1,400 and I'm not anywhere near that profit target, who knows what it looked like when I was negative $270? That's probably over the limit.
Did they give you the credit for those trades during the kind of funky time?
No, I got credit for all my trades except for that one trade. I had a TP set. I watched it touch the TP multiple times, and I pressed the buttons to close it, and then I checked the order details in TradeOvate. Like, if you actually go into TradeOvate, you can click on the order details, and you can see exactly when you pressed close. So I could see all the timestamps of where I kept pressing close. Even when the trade was like $700 in profit, I was sitting there pressing close, over and over, because I was like, sooner or later it's going to have to take. Well, I finally gave up, and I walked away, and I decided I was going to go on a run. And then I walked back, and I looked at my computer before I ran out the house, and I seen the trade was gone, and I checked the history, and apparently what happened was when they restored services, they just closed orders where they were at, and mine happened to be at $75 profit, and I could see the exit mark, which is where the trade was actually closed, not where my TP was. So yeah, it was messed up, but I thought I lost my accounts yesterday. I was sure of it because it kept saying auto liquidate right after that trade, but they worked today, and I didn't get no emails, so that was a little unsettling yesterday. And then I don't know where you guys were. I actually hopped back in voice chat yesterday and watched FOMC. I was in there for about 20 minutes and watched it wasn't much to look at, but I saw it.
Well, it wasn't bad. I posted. I got a couple of those cheap evals. I failed one, but I passed one in like 20 minutes because of the news.
Yeah. Well, look, I've posted my daily results right here. I exceeded my goal.
Nice.
That last trade really got me. 75% win rate, not too bad. Had a couple little trades that just didn't produce. So my first trade of the day, I started out a little shaky, and then it ended up making it. This is hard for me, you guys. I don't know why. One day I'll change. I know this seems like it should be the easiest type of market to trade, but it's always easy to say that in hindsight once we look at it. But y'all know what it felt like when this thing was dropping and we're zoomed in. These candles look big. I know that there's 25 points between these lines, and I'm like, dude, that's $500. You know, like it's expensive to try to get in here. So I just don't perform well in trends. I don't know why. I got my trades here. I got my trades right here, and that's how I made my money. So I stick to what works.
So just
for
went
me.
to the session today at noon, right?
Wait, say that one more time.
Just wanted to confirm that we're still on for our session today.
Yeah. We can still meet up today. When did we meet up last time?
Last week.
That was last week.
But
okay.
this was a follow up with the new rules.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be there. I will be there. So I'm gonna call it though, you guys. Nice day. Obviously, you know, if you're a trend trader, super easy day. Hope you guys all made some money. Gabriella, I'll see you 11 o'clock my time, and everyone else, I'll see you guys in the morning for a Friday morning trade session.
Good stuff.
Later, guys.